Hi, everybody. I'm Molly. I'm on EdApp's Client Success team, and I'm joined today by one of my customers, Joe Carlino, Head of Learning and Development at PureHockey, the largest hockey retailer in the U.S. Thanks for joining me.
Molly, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. So we're here to talk about a really cool topic today, integrations. So Joe has set up a really great integration that helps him easily manage users, onboarding and offboarding. But to start, let's talk about the basics. What is an integration? It's basically combining multiple business systems to work collaboratively. And we at EdApp really focus on integrations that help you manage users, help you manage courses. So imagine you have a new hire at your company. Right when they join, they get an email from you that logs them right into the platform, and they have all the training they need to do their job effectively. So with that, Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about PureHockey?
Sure. So first of all, I really appreciate the invite. What a wonderful conference this has been so far. I learned so much. So PureHockey is the largest retailer of ice hockey equipment in the United States. So we have 60 brick and mortar locations located throughout the country. And we've kind of taken a different approach to things. So we embrace technology. We're really customer centric. That's what we put first, and it's been really successful for us.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Sure.
And what is your role at the company? What do you do?
So when you're working for a company growing that rapidly, you wear a lot of different hats. So for the most part, I do content creation and distribution. Some of the stuff I'm working on now, things like succession planning, compliance, D&I, that's really what we're working on right now for the most part. I also manage a team throughout the country that kind of focuses in on those things we do online, reinforces it with classroom training as well.
So just a couple of things.
One or two things, yeah, just one or two.
Awesome. And who are your learners and what topics are you training them on?
So we have a really diverse audience. So we have people that have worked for us for 15 years. We have people that are brand new, every demographic under the sun. So the biggest challenge for me is coming up with content that works for, someone who's been with us forever and also a new employee as well. So one of the things that attracted me to EdApp was user groups and the automation of user groups, to be specific. So I can launch management training, compliance training, product knowledge training, and it can really easily be put into the right hands very quickly.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
And what did your approach to training look like before EdApp?
So we used a traditional LMS, so a traditional learning management system. I don't know who knows what acronyms, so I'll just I'll spell them out for everyone.
Thank you.
So the real difference between like a traditional LMS and EdApp is like micro-learning and gamification. So I used to do long-form courses, so they would be 20-minute courses that you'd have to sit down in front of a computer and take. And, it was just hard to do micro-learning and smaller courses, just authoring tools and limitations of the LMS. So that's what we focused on.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so then what drew you to EdApp? Why did you choose it?
So I don't know who here is in like the L&D space, but like I get contacted by people trying to sell me a different learning management system probably once a day.
Yeah.
So EdApp just checked all the boxes. So in my opinion, it's the best tool I've seen for retail. Just because of what it does and the simplicity. So things like embracing BYOD, so bring your own device, so letting employees use their own cell phone or iPad or whatever to take training, micro-learning, as we just talked about, and also ease of migration. It's just so easy to bring stuff over.
Awesome. And here at EdApp, like I mentioned, we like to integrate with payroll and HR systems. It just makes, all the processes so much easier. How did you decide to integrate with Paylocity, and what does Paylocity do exactly?
Yeah, so Paylocity is our HRMS, our human resources management system, and handles payroll and our roster and everything. So a little backstory, I had an LMS that wasn't integrated, and the administration time was, I don't even want to think about it. Most of my time was spent on admin work instead of actually doing things that made a difference. And it was a non-negotiable for me. Whatever we did had to integrate, and it at least had to do on and offboarding for us. And, EdApp does that and a lot more.
Awesome. And what does your integration now do exactly?
So besides the on and offboarding that we just talked about, it does group our employees by location and also their position. So as I said before, it's great for like customizing content and getting the right content out to the right people. I think my favorite thing though is that it updates user groups every night. So every 24 hours, it goes into Paylocity, and Paylocity tells it when someone has like changed locations or been promoted. So I don't have to do any of that. It's all automatically done. So there's really no manual admin work on my
Oh,
end.
amazing.
Yes.
So you wake up and it's all done.
Correct.
Nice. And how much time would you say that saves you?
So it's hard to give an exact number, but let me put it to you this way. I would have to run daily 3 different reports, then go into EdApp and manually just do all those adjustments. I would say a minimum 5 hours a week. I think that's a realistic number, and I think during like busier times, like right now when we're onboarding a lot of people, it'd probably take even longer.
Wow, that is a time save for sure.
For sure, yes.
Well, yeah, to wrap this up, my last question, what would you recommend to other retail providers on the role of technology and training?
Sure, so I'd say, without giving away all my secrets, so most retailers are really, really far behind in technology. You can look at training one of 2 ways. You can look at training as something that just checks a box, or you can actually focus on making something that's effective and is going to make a difference within your organization. So I would say embrace microlearning, and also look at a bring your own device policy. As retailers, we're used to telling people like, don't be on your cell phone. You know, there is a time and a place for it, and it can be effective for you when done right.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you.
I hope this was helpful in understanding why it's really helpful to streamline your processes, integrate with your workflows with EdApp. And yeah, that's it today. So thank you so much, Joe, for joining us. That was really helpful.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.